So Barry Bonds had some interesting things to say recently.
Nothing to do with it. Major League Baseball already punished you for those stints. Why is Hall of Fame punishing you? Doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense that you're being double punished for something that you've already been punished for. I belong with my teammates in that Hall of Fame for 100%.
So is there some double jeopardy going on? That's a fair point. You shouldn't be charged twice for the same crime. He was punished. But say what you say about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is one of the most dominating players in team sports history. Just given the numbers, like if you look at the numbers, he's number one all times in home runs hit, number one all times in home runs hit in a single season. He's been walked more times in a single season than any other player, and more, the most all-time walks. People, guys like him has been walked with the bases loaded. Like he just commands that much respect. So it's just you just can't get him out. He's had success stealing bases. There's just a lot of things about Barry Bonds that can be said. He's just a very dominating player. So let's hear what a lot of people have to say about Barry Bonds as a player. In today's video, I'll be defending Barry Bonds. Alright, so let's take a look at this first clip. This is from Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. Also Rob Parker, who has a lot of history covering baseball. And one thing you'll find is with all these clips, everyone's in unanimous agreement. Knowing about the PEDs, knowing about, the numbers and all that stuff. Everyone knows about all this stuff and there's unanimous agreement. But let's go ahead and see what they have to say.
Barry Bonds should have been in the Hall of Fame at his first opportunity. And allow me to start every night. I went on the road with them through all the home run chase.
You did.
Those are some of the greatest moments of my career because I've never seen anything quite like that. I've seen Tom Brady do what he did in overtime, but this is the hardest single thing to do in sports, and he did it the best that it's ever been done. That's hit a baseball consistently. Clubhouse. And he came up in behind me and grabbed my arm in his vice grip and just held my arm and just stared right into my eyes for like probably 10 seconds. It seemed like 2 minutes. And I just looked at him like, and? Are you trying to intimidate me? I'm not afraid. I got to tell you, I'm not afraid.
Just didn't like.
Okay, I don't know what it was. I have no idea because I was mostly in his corner.
Right.
He was just, by nature, not a nice guy. Well, so what? Because you just couldn't get the man out.
Sneak it by him.
Yeah, and after a while, they would walk him, and then they'd say, no, we can try to pitch to him. And he would literally see 2 pitches a night. He would crush those pitches. That he not a good guy, belonged in the Hall from day one. I'm sorry. And by the way, you can give a man all the PEDs you want, but you still have to make contact, man.
Eye-hand coordination, and I totally agree.
So why didn't the other guys that were using PEDs put up these numbers?
Good question.
That's because they weren't good enough, Shannon.
Exactly.
You just said it.
Skip, if you look, let's just take it.
So as you saw there's 3 individuals that never agree with anything that each other has to say. Like they never agree on anything. And you saw Skip Bayless, who's extremely biased about Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the greatest person to ever walk the earth, according to Skip Bayless. Even he agreed that what Barry Bonds did was more special than what Tom Brady did. So I mean, it's just pretty obvious, what the sports world thinks. These guys cover baseball. There's what the fans think, which we all kind of seem to think most of the same thing. And then you got guys like this that have covered the sport for years. Obviously, like there's people that have done PEDs. They're also in the Hall of Fame. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and see what First Take had to say. And this clip is a little old, but let's go ahead and see what they have to say. This is First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman.
Let me be very clear about this. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
He should have been on the first vote in spite of this of the PEDs because of this.
8 times he's been denied. He's got 2 times left.
He should have been first ballot.
I think so.
McGuire and Sosa, no. Because the question is, were you a Hall of Famer before you started juicing?
Right. And they weren't.
Barry Bonds was clearly one of the 4 greatest left fielders of all time. Absolutely. Before he ever started juicing.
Absolutely.
Ted Williams, Stan.
Speaking. When they saved baseball after the cancellation of the World Series in 1994, here they come back in 1998, and they resurrected the sport with the home run chase, the single-season home run chase between him and Sammy Sosa. Believe what you were seeing, even though I thought he was en route to the Hall of Fame before he started using.
And then this will be the final clip. This is from Chris Broussard, Rob Parker from the show, what's it called? The Odd Couple. So they had this to say about it. So stay tuned. Let's check out what they have to say.
I agree with Barry Bonds, 100%, Chris. As you know, I voted for him all 10 years he was on the ballot. I think that it's one of the bad things that the writers got wrong. I really believe that because we already have people in, Chris, who were suspected of the juice. Mike Piazza, long rumored. Pudge Rodriguez, Chris, who I was in Detroit after the Canseco book. Yep. Pudge, go get the pictures. I'm not making up a story because I like Barry Bonds. I'm not Chris.
Well, there you have it. You have unanimous agreement between a lot of people that normally disagree about everything. I mean, it's pretty clear that Barry Bonds was very special. And I think one question to also consider is, can you tell the story of baseball without Barry Bonds? You can try, but it's going to be very difficult. You know, there's no denying that a lot of people have seen Barry Bonds. You know, they witnessed greatness. They witnessed something special for sure. And there's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame that you can tell the story of baseball without. So the other thing to consider is how important something is to someone, you know, to a brand. And when it comes to businesses, you look at things like, you know, repeat business, and you know, there's different ways that you judge businesses. Well, Barry Bonds was incredible to the business of baseball because, you know, people like me were glued to the sport. You know, we couldn't take our eyes off of Barry Bonds. Every single at bat, we're paying attention. We're glued to the TV. You see, Skip Bayless said he was glued to the TV. You know, that's just how it was. You got to look at, you know, how important something is to a brand. Whether it was all peaches and cream and good stuff. I mean, you just got to factor everything in. But anyway, that's my take, guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and a comment. Let me know your opinions at the bottom, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Bonds with a drive. Looks like number 70 for Barry Bonds, and it is, tying the all-time record set in 1998 by Mark McGwire. There's a high drive, deep into right center field, to the big part of the ballpark. Number 71, and what a shot! Over the 421-foot marker. Here's the payoff. A floater to Bonds, and he hits it high. He hits it deep, and it is out of here. Number 73. That's incredible. 7:57.